start from pole position, electric place, the dream start for Pecco Bagnaia. Could not
out of the world chair, roughly around where he started, but it's Martin from Bagnaia.
Malaysia, 9th to 2nd on the run to that
Double long lap penalty early on in this Grand Prix, so he won't be involved in that leading group
of his teammate Franco Morbidelli. I wonder if Morbidelli might have just eased alongside. Quartararo then has gone from 12th to 5th. Superb finish.
Down to 19th in this first lap, and Jack Miller, teammate to Bagnaia, has gone the other way to Bagnaia.
He went to bed in the nearby hotel. Cut to late apex now.
The VR46 Ducatis, he's probably already in around 5th position before he hits the brakes, and look how Lixt has entered the pit lane. So Marini's perfect record in MotoGP of finishing every race might win.
And Bagnaia coming under big pressure here early on from his future factory Ducati. Whistle when he does, and if he does, attack Bagnaia.
Yeah, he's got to be clean, but also Bastianini. Quartararo struggling at this very early stage of the Grand Prix to go with that leading 4. So far through the
pair of them both recovered 7 places on that first lap. Bastianini, 10th of a second up the road, and there's no breathing space, no room to run.
59s on that first flying lap of the Grand Prix. Quartararo was not. He has 2 trips through the long lap penalty to make.
We thought it was a slim chance for Aleix Espargaro and the Aprilia to 7th place. Fading fast, Aprilia's hopes of keeping themselves in the hunt for the season finale.
On the edges of this lap, but his immediate thought is keeping Enea Bastianini behind him. It's Mark.
Frankie Morbidelli right now, before he serves a double long lap penalty, he's doing a pretty good protection. Jamir and Rins behind him. They've got a bit of a gap of almost half a second to Brad Binder.
That's how you screen the 3/10 gap. You can now see behind that leading trio, Marquez coming under a little.
Pecco Bagnaia here over 30 degrees. Actually, he might be encountering some front tyre temperature, front tyre pressure issue to turn number 4. Quartararo is honing in here, isn't he, on Marc Marquez. Likewise, the beast.
But he needs it at this stage of the Grand Prix. There was almost contact there between Bagnaia and Bastianini.
Grand Prix that Bastianini has the better speed than Pecco Bagnaia, but you just know that in 2006, if the Bastianini was to do anything to disturb or worse, wipe out Pecco Bagnaia.
These are the corners, these fast changes of direction where Quartararo behind Miguel.
It's just that wider line. It's multiple lines on the entry to that off-camber turn number 15. Attached here, aren't they, as well, from the top 3 ahead of him, and having Frankie Morbidelli out, holding on to Valencia.
Yeah, Marc Marquez was a bit of a cork in a bottle there. He was backing up screen. It's a 2.4 second gap between Bastianini in 3rd and Fabio Quartararo.
Simon Crapo just reporting from pit lane the issue that ruled out Luca for the podium here this afternoon. So Luca Marini in his 37th Honda, he was circulating down in 23rd place as Bastianini again. Bastianini can do here on the brakes into this final corner.
Martin's trying to check out here. He's had a big lap. 7-0 Marquez on his case.
Yeah, we told you pre-race him with Fabio Quartararo if he's to relinquish his title. They're doing a fantastic job here, Fabio Quartararo, to try and the Pecco Bagnaia DNFs. That'll be the only scenario if it stays as is for Fabio.
His first one, he came round again and didn't come through it for a second time. That's why he still got the indicator.
Of homework being done here by Mir and Rins, having a good look at the motorcycle there, jumping on very soon Grand Prix. So good information being gathered here by the 2 Suzuki men. They're not bothered about that on his 4th place right now.
Yeah, I think I saw Frankie Morbidelli in the background taking his 2nd long lap penalty. 59.8 for Bagnaia and Bastianini. Quartararo with some clear track does now get into the low 2-0.
6. There were 5 thousandths of a second between these 2 men in terms of their lap. He thought better of it. Bastianini has been on the rear tyre now. Pecco Bagnaia.
Jorge Martin, according to our timespace, it is Martin, the leader out.
A gift. What a gift then goes out. Martin then won't convert pole position here into a race win in Sepang.
Off the podium at this stage. Bagnaia wins the Grand Prix and Quartararo is 4th. Coming to grief there with Bastianini. Ducati will not enjoy seeing
of this Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. The world title is on the line here.
Juan Mir at the moment. The Suzuki's now running in 6th and 7th, so tantalising for Ducati.
And Ducati did a big favour here, don't they, from Bez, because it's on him now to try and hunt down Fabio in Tavulia. Marco Bezzecchi now, what can he do to hunt down Fabio Quartararo and help Pecco Bagnaia?
Through the first couple of sectors, he's only pulled a few hundredths back on Fabio Quartararo. Nothing substantial, just to stay in 3rd if he can. Hope that something happens up ahead of him for Pecco Bagnaia, but he's...
And by Bastianini. Has he been cleared? Is it gloves off? Or fight for the victory here and make a move on Bagnaia? He's going to have to make it so clean. 90. Swiss corner around this 5.54 kilometre sepang circuit.
Of Fabio Quartararo ahead of him, so this is sort of following the Ducati master plan at the moment.
And if Bezzecchi was to pass this man for third, then it would be game over. Q not a million miles away from Misano or Mugello, is it? And they are on course at the moment. He's just keeping that gap back to Bastianini, hovering a fraction under half a second.
The crown champion, but as it stands at the moment, Quartararo really needs to be trying to go forwards.
Quartararo hand over fist here. The gap is down to 1.2 seconds. Under big pressure. He lost 2.5 tenths on that last lap to Bezzecchi.
As it can, but he's just not got the grunt and the outright top speed of these Ducatis. He can see
at the bottom right-hand corner of your screens, that's as it stands right now. If you threw the checkered flag, Fabio Quartararo, talk about being in a commanding and dominant position if we do go to Valencia, be a title-winning move against the Yamaha man.
I'd love to know what's going on. Championship, there you can see, bottom right, he would take third place in the World Championship for Malaysia Spa.
Super tight there as Bastianini closing on the brakes into that final corner. Bastianini has bettered Bagnaia on a couple of occasions already so far this year. Like Lewis, potential maybe to stretch away at the front of this Grand Prix. He's the master on worn tyres. Up the hill into turn number 4 on the brakes, and Bastianini then does now leave.
But he's got to make it clean here. The last thing Bagnaia needs to do is make a mistake. Remember,
top two man in this race. We can see Fabio Quartararo, also Marc Marquez on board. Lap number 11. We thought it was coming. We didn't think it was going to be that soon, but he picks the inside out clean enough, wasn't it? There'd be some really nervous, anxious faces down.
Antonio, both of them out of the Grand Prix, so two rookies have gone down together on lap 11. Bezzecchi was 3 tenths faster than him, tantalising if you're Ducati.
Will there be in a final race showdown, particularly in Valencia, when it's so cold in early November? That puts sort of 6 or 7 bike lengths between himself and his future teammate. The world champion on Bagnaia again, doesn't he, here? In the the World Championship.
Yeah, he's chasing a 5th win. It is only half a second now for Fabio Quartararo as we head into the second half of this Grand Prix.
Fabio Quartararo is fighting tooth and nail, pushing himself very shortly in Malaysia. A gripping and engrossing and enthralling Malaysia going on here then. Paolo Ciabatti, Ducati Corsa sporting director. A lot of Ducati are going to call this one.
Well, surely the call has to be, if Marco Bezzecchi is to go to Valencia and take their chances with anything happening in that final round when they've got an absolutely gold.
We're back on board Bagnaia. Here we go then. Paolo, 15 long years. Are they going to issue team orders to Malaysian Grand Prix? 7 and a bit laps to go here in Malaysia. Simon, you've got some thoughts?
Management think that he should be allowed to fight for the win. If Bagnaia gets...
Simon, thanks for that, to see how this plays out, to see how it unfolds. Lap 13 of point, keep Bagnaia behind him. Marco Bezzecchi over the line, just over a quarter of a second in here on lap 14 in Malaysia.
Oh, he was having a look at the inside there into turn 4. There's this battle, tooth and nail for the lead with Enea Bastianini. Then that's the last thing Ducati want. Quartararo
going through turn 7 and 8. That was a real close call. In the reigning world champion. How much longer on this Malaysian Grand Prix? It's still Bastianini into the final corner, and Bagnaia 6 laps remaining then here in Malaysia. Pecco Bagnaia now still cannot find a way through on the factory Yamaha man. Surely now and ever. I thought he was going to make the move again. That's where he passed on lap 11. Bagnaia for the lead. Atmosphere with a knife here. We're feeling it in the commentary box myself and Lewis. What it must be like here right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, they need to sort this out because they're slowing each other down. They did a
front tyre on the brakes into the first gear, turn number 9. It's heart in the mouth, clinging on to this World Championship. Look at Lynn Jarvis with the clenched fist.
Out of them on this lap as Ducati are trying to manage some synchronised swimming in these final 6.
It's a turnaround showdown in Valencia in a couple of weeks' time. Over the line, Quartararo was 1 row, clings on to this 3rd place. If he slips behind Bezzecchi, it is game over.
So the Ducati's through there, but he is going to have to fight tooth and nail for this, and you just know they've gone up again in the first half of this lap, so all the credit in the world to Fabio Quartararo. He's doing everything.
Through turn 10, using the agility and corner speed of that factory Yamaha as they sweep through. He has over Marco Bezzecchi. It is now up to 1.2 seconds. Great charge to try and help Bagnaia win the pit right now. Lap 17 underway here in Malaysia. Bagnaia with nearly a fourth
of a second on Bastianini, a tenth and a half on Bagnaia. That's not enough if he catches them at that fifth position ahead of Marc Marquez. Something's happened to Joan Mir recently because he slips all the way back down to
Valencia. A disappearance. It has not been an end of the season to remember. He started this lap 17 off of the front-running pace. Malaysia Spargo in a Beast will move up into third in the World Championship, level on points with Malaysia Spargo, but of course
putting Bagnaia under pressure that he's fearing an overtake, but also protect his future.
It's been a very, very tough flyway tour for the Spanish rider. Right now with this man Fabio Quartararo clinging on to the title by his...
Not affecting our top three, you can see them on screen, but I think Motogp might be running into showdown with just 3 laps to go.
Well, Pecco Bagnaia is going to do. Are the handcuffs off, are the shackles off, or has there already been a dashboard in Sepang? Bagnaia on course for yet another victory. His last in 2022 here in Malaysia, but it will not be enough to clinch that world title.
Really did set him up for this. Quartararo did not make the progress.
The platform that set Bagnaia up for this victory was his lightning start, 9th to 2nd. Just keep that pressure, won't it, on Bagnaia? It will keep him thinking, because this man Fabio Quartararo will have to win the final Grand Prix of the season. And
Quartararo, I think, is recognising now that the best he can do is third. So important now that Quartararo 2.4 seconds now to Marco Bezzecchi, who's in a very safe and comfortable 4th place.
What we've seen throughout this 2022 season between Bagnaia and Bastianini, I don't think it's going to be quite as cordial as Bagnaia's relationship with Jack Miller, that's for sure. Now, in the Petronas Grand Prix Malaysia in 2022, Pecco Bagnaia on course. All in there, Bastianini is not going to fling that green caddy on the inside of his future. Not going to go up the inside, surely into turn 4. No, he doesn't.
Well, he did pull back 0.3 of a second.
Too close to the first gear, turn number 9. Hard on the brakes, the pair of them go. They both stay side, watching for error there, but how close was that? It's their late fireworks, late drama coming here from Bastianini. Surely he will not go.
15 to go for a hugely significant victory.
Pecco Bagnaia then is your winner here in Sepang. He takes it by just under 0.3 of a second from an... Despite the pain of that broken middle finger on his left hand, it's over for Malaysia Spargo. He crowned this year. He will go to the Ricardo Tomo circuit, sits on top of the throne in 2022. Will his reign be ended by this man in Valencia Championship? Will be decided in a final race showdown in Valencia in 2 weeks. Pecco Bagnaia, your race winner here at the Sepang International Circuit. And he is on the...
extinguished. Aprilia put up a great fight in 2022, but it ends there. Happened between them on the final lap, but it is a straight shootout in Valencia between Pecco Bagnaia.
Well, he will not be...